Being a female on Twitch TV is the easiest money I've ever made. I'm a young female and my friend said that if you're pretty and you're a girl, you can make money on Twitch by literally doing nothing. At first, I thought this was complete nonsense, of course, because how can you make money doing literally nothing? That sounds like one of those too good to be true sort of things. Well, fast forward a week, I made a Twitch account, a cool sounding name, and started streaming. It was a bit weird at first trying to figure out how the site worked, but I got the hang of it pretty quickly. My first week streaming, all I did was turn my webcam on and wear a very revealing shirt, and I had 400 viewers on day 1. And by the end of the week, I had 900 viewers. About 3 weeks later, I got an email from Twitch saying I was partnered, and I finally got my donate button. Yay. I was now on my way to making money from just sitting in my PC and talking to people. I was in the just chatting section of Twitch. I never had to touch a single game. About 2 days later, I got my donation set up where I can finally accept money, and on my first day streaming with the donation button enabled, I made $300 in one night. It was unbelievable that guys were just throwing money at me just because I was on webcam talking about anything. The next day was even better. I made $800 in the span of 5 hours, and I broke down after the stream was over, crying as I couldn't believe that I just made that much money from literally sitting in front of my PC on some random website I barely knew anything about. Are guys really this generous to pay some girls on Twitch ridiculous amounts of money in hopes they'll get a date or something? I almost feel bad, but I really don't. Other people have it easy in life, so why can't I have this chance at making easy money? I stream almost daily now, and I make an average of about $1,000 a day, and I cannot believe how easy it is. I just literally switch on my stream, wear a raunchy shirt, and I get money thrown at me. Haters are gonna hate, but I love it. I'm literally drowning in money. I'm confessing this because I'm ecstatic on how easy this is. It's like there's a million guys out there with their wallets lined up just to pay someone like me to talk on camera. In a lot of ways, I do feel bad. There is a part of me that legit feels like I'm taking advantage of people, but this is what Twitch allows. They encourage it and give us female streamers the upper hand on the site. Like it or hate it, it's not going anywhere soon. I will continue to make loads of money every day as long as there's some dudes wanting to throw money at me. $1,000 a day is bonkers. That's $360,000 a year. So a third of $1,000,000 a year by showing up and, as she described it, just talking there. I mean, there must be something that this girl has that maybe she doesn't realize, because there are tons of girls that are streaming on Twitch and don't have 400 viewers on the very first day that they're on there. It seems like if this really even is a girl, that she's really leaning into the whole attraction aspect of it as opposed to actually doing anything beyond that, but it seems like she's happy with that and she's making a ton of money. And it seems like most people in response to this support it. One of the top responders says, I don't see anything wrong with this, OP. As a straight dude, if I had a way of making money just by streaming on Twitch and not playing a single video game, you can bet that I would too. Someone else said it would be different if you were scamming them out of money, but all you did was just set up a stream and they came to you. I'm actually jealous. I'm a guy and I wouldn't be able to do this. There are also some people out there that are telling her to be careful of creeps and weirdos, and also to invest this money because this is a lot of money to invest. I'm assuming she applied for partnership and that's why they accepted her as a partner, but I wonder if she even knew that you could just have a PayPal link. You don't have to wait until you can accept bits in order to make money, but either way, this is pretty nuts. I don't think this is at all representative of everyone who streams on Twitch. Clearly, you can just go on the site right now and see that there are tons of 0 viewer streams. But in this case, if this was you, what would you do? Am I the jerk for telling my wife's friend she is too old and ugly after she repeatedly asked my 19-year-old son to take off his shirt? He was getting uncomfortable. My family had a small get-together in my house. One of my wife's friends was over. She is unmarried. I think she is between 45 and 47 years old. We aren't too close to her since she lives pretty far away. She was over at her house and she started complimenting my son. My son is 19. It starts off as innocent, but as time goes on, it gets more and more close to crossing the line. When we were out on my deck, she starts telling my son to take his shirt off. And what's the point of going to the gym if no one will see it? My son is visibly uncomfortable and tries to shut her down. She repeatedly is asking and getting more aggressive with it. I interject and I'm like, hey, Kathy, I think you're a bit too old and ugly for my son. This got her upset quickly, and she excuses herself to the bathroom and starts crying. My wife goes to comfort her, and then she later leaves. At the end of it, my wife is super angry with me for saying that I should have said, hey, Kathy, it looks like you had too much to drink. I told my wife that Kathy works a corporate job, she has training on this, and that she knows better. And and our son was uncomfortable. He is over 18, but he doesn't know how to deal with an adult, let alone someone that is staying in her house. I told my wife flat out that if I was to invite a guy and he was to ask to see our daughter in a bikini, and my wife would have called the police. She says it's different. I tell her that I was way more kind to Kathy than I would have been had a guy said something like that to our daughter. And I told my wife Kathy needs to apologize to my son before she can ever come into our house again. Overall, I think I was fair. If Kathy just said it once and I said that, I think I would be the jerk. But the fact that she kept repeating is why I said what I said. And I wanted her to get the message that yes, I am upset. That's why I included the ugly part. So, am I the jerk? This definitely sounds like a double standard. It would be super weird if there was a almost 50-year-old guy saying the exact same thing to the daughter. I mean, pretty much what he says is true. Maybe he could have said it in some way that didn't hurt or offend her so much, but it sounded like she wasn't getting the idea from him saying it in the way he was trying to say it originally. I mean, instead of making comments on how she looked, he could have just told her, hey, this is not okay, you need to leave. So I feel like adding the comment on how she looks kind of complicates the whole situation and muddies the message. There was actually a pretty well thought out opinion on how making the distinction between the son being out of her league versus that the behavior is unwelcome, where somebody said, by saying that the behavior is unwelcome because of her age and perceived attractiveness, her behavior isn't described as perverted, but instead as simply out of her league. It is explicitly saying that if she were younger and more attractive, it would be fine. It's explicitly saying that either the son is only uncomfortable because she is not attractive enough, or that the son's discomfort wouldn't matter if she were hotter. I think that's pretty spot on. But let me know what you guys think. What would you do if you were the dad in this situation? And is he the jerk or not? Am I the jerk for not waking up my girlfriend for her exam after I overheard her calling me a little bee? My girlfriend has online summer courses, and she had an exam for one of them this morning. I usually wake her up for pretty much everything because she sleeps to her phone alarm no matter how long it buzzes or how many she sets. She has joked that I'm her bowler before within the context of a relationship. It's okay, so I don't mind obviously. I want to love my partner and try and make her life easy. However, last night she was chatting with her friends as she thought that I couldn't hear. She was bragging that I'm her little bee and I do everything for her when she tells me to, etc. It really hurt my feelings because they were making comments like, good, put him in his place, and she was agreeing. She specifically said, quote, yeah, I'm not worried about tomorrow because a little bee will make sure I'm up and he'll probably have breakfast ready for me too. I went to bed pretty hurt by it. And come morning, I didn't bother to wake her up when her alarm started to go. She usually only gets up when someone physically shakes her, but I let her turn off her alarm and she slipped back into sleep, and I turned around and went back to sleep too. When she woke up, she was yelling at me, saying I am a jerk and I've costed her an exam and I'm a piece of trash for what I did. So, am I the jerk? This girl is the red flag. I mean, how twisted do you have to be to take pride in the way that she is treating him? And then to punish him when he doesn't want to be known as that thing. He probably should have communicated that to her right then and there, but there might not even be a hope in this case. Later on, he added a little more information where he said that he thinks that they're breaking up, and he eventually did tell her that he knows that she called him a little bee, but she says that she's not done with him, whatever that means. And then he also talks about how someone calling him that word makes him feel very small. So in this case, is he the jerk or not, and what would you do? Would I be the jerk if I asked my pregnant wife to move out because she and her best friend decided to test my loyalty? My wife is pregnant with our daughter. Initially, we were really happy and excited about it, but then she starts acting like a nut job. She gets angry, irrational for small things, insults me when she doesn't like the food I make, starts acting insecure, and accusing me of losing attraction for her. For example, she wanted to eat chicken sandwiches for dinner last week. Well, I made chicken sandwiches. So she eats all the sandwiches, leaves me nothing, and told me they tasted like crap. I wasn't pissed because she left me nothing, but if she didn't like them, why did she have to eat everything? When I asked her this, she told me that she was hungry. Okay, fine. She does this every time. Eats everything I make and then calls it crap. I don't argue with her because I work for more than 80 hours a week and I really want to have some peace when I'm home. So yesterday, a random girl starts flirting with me at the gym and then asked me if I wanted to meet up with her for some drinks. I rejected her and told her that I was married. When I got home, my wife started to hug me and apologize. When I asked her what happened, she told me that her best friend suggested a test for my loyalty. So they asked a mutual friend to flirt with me and ask me out, and I passed. Yay. I'm really pissed. I am done with her antics. Would I be the jerk if I asked her to move out? I don't think that having your wife who's pregnant with your child move out during her pregnancy is the best idea in any circumstance. But that doesn't take away from the fact that that is weird that she is setting up fake scenarios for people to come flirt with you at the gym to see if you're loyal or not. I mean, even if there's more to this story, like he's done something that would make her feel like he's bound to cheat or something that just wasn't included in the story, it's still a really weird thing to do this, to have some girl go up to your husband and try and get him to go to drinks with you while he's at the gym. It's just a strange situation overall. About the food thing, I don't think there's anything wrong at all with her eating all the food. I mean, she's pregnant. She's very hungry, much more than she would normally be. But it is very off-putting that you would say this is trash food, or I think she called it crap food, when it sounds like he's trying his best to make everything as good as it possibly can be for her. Maybe he took that as an insult, and what she meant it as was a way to try and get him to learn to make food more along the way that she likes it. But obviously he doesn't see it that way. So let me know what you guys think. Would he be the jerk or not if he asked his pregnant wife to move out because she and her best friend decided to test his loyalty at the gym? Am I the jerk for kicking my sister-in-law out after she threw away most of my single-use baby products and even formula? I'm a 19-year-old female. I have a 3-week-old baby girl. I do still live with my parents, but since I pay rent equally, they say I can have just as much of a say who comes and goes from the house as they do. I've never actually taken advantage of this role until recently, though. I have a brother who's 26 years old and his wife is 24. They are crunchy parents to an 8-month-old. Basically, what that is stupid. They use reusable wipes/nappies. Think formula is the epitome of evil, baby wearing, the list goes on. I'm the complete opposite. Pacifiers supplementing the formula due to low supply, disposable wipes, and nappies. They're completely against the products I use and often give me things like the sister-in-law's breast milk in bags, disposable nappies their little one has grown out of, etc. I've used some, but it's not really my cup of tea. On Monday night, my brother and sister-in-law were minding my baby for me since it was my birthday, and my baby's father, not together, but very close friends and co-parents, took me to get some dinner at one of my favorite fast food places. It was great and really relaxing. When I got home that evening, my sister-in-law said that she did some cleaning and threw out anything I don't need. This immediately gave me red flags because they were in a hurry to get out the door and left almost immediately. When I went into the nursery, every disposable nappy and wipe pack was gone and replaced with some reusable cloth ones. Same with my formula. There were 8 tubs and all of it was gone. I'm not able to replace them at the moment, and solely breastfeeding isn't sustainable for us. I was extremely angry and I just turned off my phone to avoid being mean to my sister-in-law. She and my brother came over yesterday to collect something that they forgot, and that was when I confronted her. I told her she has to replace everything she dumped. When she said she can't afford to, I said, fine, just get out and do not come back until I've been reimbursed or everything is replaced with the original items. My brother thinks I'm being a massive jerk and he's on his wife's side. Our parents think I'm being completely reasonable here, but they think telling her essentially not to come back is taking it too far. So, am I the jerk? I can't believe how often people will go into other people's things and determine what needs to be thrown away, especially in this case with their unused products, and it sounds like neither of them have the money to replace them, neither the sister-in-law nor the original poster here, or even the family from the sounds of it. So even if she was going to throw all this stuff away, she's going to provide her with no alternative. Not that I would make it right, but she just gets rid of it and tells her to figure it out, basically. It sounds like the sister-in-law has a very warped sense of reality and the husband is just trying to bend to whatever she wants to do. Hopefully in this case, the baby's daddy can help out and understand the situation in terms of everything that happened here, but let me know what you guys think. Jerk or not a jerk? And what would you do?